This is a really good post about raising prices from Mr. Lars Lofgren. Lars Lofgren was one of Neil Patel's early employees, and he came on the show. He came on the show on episode 470 of The Edward Show, talked about making $100,000 a month from a single affiliate SEO page. He's been doing SEO, search engine optimization, for a long time. And from just one page was doing $100,000 a month. And then he had all these other pages that were doing lots of money with affiliate SEO. He came on episode 470 of this show to talk about that. But I want to read, and he's coming back, actually. He's coming back in a few weeks to talk about some fun things. He'll be back on the show in a few weeks. But I want to read this article from him called The Most Reliable Growth Hack for SaaS. And this is an old article. This is actually 11 years old. And I read this before making this episode just to make sure that it was still relevant. And there was nothing in this that I disagreed with. And I actually think it's applicable not just to SaaS, to software as a service, but applicable to all niches. It's really good. So it's called The Most Reliable Growth Hack for SaaS. I was super curious when I read it. And it's very concise. You're going to like it. So this is what it is. Growing a business requires countless small wins that add up to some very big victories. But there is one change that really moves the needle. It doesn't just move the needle, it crushes it. And what might that one little change be? Your price. Double it. That's right, double your price. You see, we have a nasty habit of undervaluing our services. This is especially true for first-time SaaS entrepreneurs. SaaS stands for software as a service, if you don't know. So this is especially true for first-time SaaS entrepreneurs. Most of us are downright scared to price our product. Who am I to ask for so much? And if I ask for less, I'll get more customers. So you end up pricing your product at $10 a month. Wrong. So completely and utterly wrong. If you haven't tested different prices yet, the odds are incredibly high that you've underpriced your services. This isn't just hurting you, it's also hurting your customers. You're doing your customers a disservice if you don't charge them enough. Yup, you're hurting your customers. Why? 2 reasons. Reason numero uno. With lower margins, you'll have less cash to invest back into the business. This means a worse product, worse service, and customers don't receive as many benefits from you as they could. There is absolutely nothing wrong with charging more, especially if you pile that extra cash back into the business. Reason numero dos. Different prices give you different customers. In general, the lower your price, the more demanding the customer. There are people out there that genuinely want to pay you what you're worth. They have real problems and need real solutions. You want these customers. You love these customers, and they love you. But you've also got a bunch of customers that will never appreciate what your product does for them. They complain, submit back-to-back support tickets all week long, and demoralize your team because they'll never be happy. When you lower your price, you attract a lot more of these customers, which prevents your team from focusing on the customers that are actually a perfect fit for your business. This leaves everyone disappointed. I know it's scary, but here's what you get when you double your price. 1, the single biggest increase in revenue you'll ever see from one change. 2, better customers. 3, more cash to invest in the business. If these benefits don't tickle your fancy, I don't know what will. Won't you get fewer customers though? In most cases, your conversion rates won't drop at all. And if they do, it's by a marginal amount. The increase in revenue will more than make up for it. What if it doesn't go well and conversions plummet? Then just reverse the change. Don't take my word for it though. Test the new price for a month and see how your signups and conversion rates change. It's pretty easy to reverse the price change if things don't turn out to be so rosy. Any customers you acquired that month would be more than happy to get moved to your old, cheaper plans. When won't this work? If you've already raised your price a couple of times, you'll want to be more careful. You'll be closer to your market sweet spot, and it won't take much to push your prices too high. This also depends on your company strategy. Your long-term vision might be to provide a great SaaS product for small businesses like Constant Contact and Intuit have. In this case, another jump might price yourself out of the market, so be careful. But if you want to move up market and go after bigger fish, raise your prices as high as you think your product can currently justify. Then raise them again when you improve your product. Race to the top, my friend. It's also not a sure win if you have lots of experience with pricing and/or your market. You'll get a lot closer to the ideal price on day one. Won't people notice the new price and complain? Nope. No one will notice. As long as you grandfather all your old customers in and keep their subscription fees the same, not a single person will care. If someone does happen to notice, simply give them the lower price and call it a day. And the conclusion, go double your price. The potential rewards are huge and there's very little risk. This is one of the few bets you can make that has a ton of upside with very little downside. And that is from Mr. Lars Lofgren. I love you, Lars Lofgren. I'm so excited to have him back on the podcast in a few weeks. I want to say something just from personal experience. Over the years, as I've become more competent and I've doubled my prices personally with consulting, because I don't do contract work anymore. So as I've personally doubled my prices with consulting, I've noticed the quality of clients that I attract is and that I work with is so much better. Oh my God, with a higher price. It's just the people who I work with are so much better than the people with lower prices. And Lars he said it so well. When you are priced lower, you attract customers who complain more and demand more than customers when you are priced higher. Like it's weird. And maybe you yourself, you're one of these people and you've noticed the same thing. Man, increasing your price, everyone says it. Everyone says to increase your price. And a lot of people are afraid to do it. So afraid. But and he said it, if it doesn't work, you can go back to the other price. Don't be afraid. Take the test, try it, see what happens. And I think this applies to way more than just SaaS, way more than just software as a service. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments. Let me know your experiences with increasing your price. Feel free to email me if you have a story that you want to share. I'll share it on the podcast. But that is all for this episode 595 of my daily digital marketing show, The Edward Show. And it is a good growth hack to increase your price because you get more money and then you can invest that back into SEO or social media marketing or whatever it is that you're doing. Those are my two favorite channels. Anyway, episode 595 down. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. I will talk to you all again tomorrow. Bye now.